wonderful and safe holiday season. We're so glad to have you back and get talking again about our pets and ways to make their lives better and ways that you can help us continue to save animal lives. So I'd like to start by introducing you to this wonderful girl here. This is Coco. Look at Coco. Coco is about a 15-year-old female. She's spayed and she's a Chihuahua mix. And she's here with us looking for her forever home. Look at this girl. You could not tell that she's about 15 years old. We're going to show you how she walks around. She still has lots of energy and certainly lots of room in her heart for a family this holiday season. She's looking for some treats. We were just giving her some treats, and I think she's looking for more of those treats. And so in the feeling of the new year, in that spirit, we're all looking at ways to improve our lives moving forward. So what we're going to talk about today is New Year resolutions for your pets. Because every year we're setting resolutions. Every year we're trying to do something to improve our lives, our quality of life. And it's time that we include our pets in that. It's time that we say, what can we do differently this year that can help improve our bond with our pets and make their lives better? So if you have any questions about New Year's resolutions and your pets, be thinking about those. And in a few minutes, we'll get started and we will talk about them. In the meantime, please consider coming on out to our campus. We are at the campus for all animals, the Houston SPCA. So consider bringing your family and friends out. I will say that we do have a change in our hours of operation for our adoption center and some new protocols. We're still being careful in this COVID season. So please check out our website, houstonspca.org, and look at the new protocols for coming into our adoption center. We are open from 1 to 6 p.m. every day, and we have limited capacity for entry. But please just take a look at the website and come on down and make a plan to find your new pet to join your family. So now let's get started talking about some resolutions. Again, this is the time of year that we want to start doing better and having some new resolutions for ourselves and our pets. And so I have Lisa here, and we're just going to kind of talk about what we can do to be better in the new year. So what do you think, Lisa, about New Year resolutions?
Well, that's new for me to know. I was wondering, how can I have resolutions for my pets? I make them for myself.
Absolutely. You made some for yourself. And what's probably one of the more common resolutions that everybody has every year? Exercise. I know I have that every year. Every year. It's on my list. Always. Perpetually. And it probably will be. And so exercise, right? We want to do better at exercising for ourselves because we recognize that it's a benefit. It's a health benefit. The same for our pets. Exercise is a health benefit. So this year, when you are getting in a new exercise routine, consider taking your pet along. Is your pet a little bit overweight? When you went to the veterinarian in the last year, did your veterinarian talk to you about your pet needing to lose weight? If so, this might be a good time to include your pet in those daily walks or weekend runs. Now, I will say, make sure that you're starting slowly. You don't want to do too much too fast because we don't want to create injury. We don't want to overdo it. And so gradual exercise with your pet and in yourself can actually help increase the longevity that you're able to do it. You will feel accomplished and you'll feel like this is something that I can keep up. So short walks every day, start small. Maybe it's, I'm going to take my pet on an extra 5-minute walk every day. When maybe you only, maybe you did 10 or 15 minutes, add an additional 5 minutes to that every day and slowly work up. And then if you are a runner, maybe you can say, we're going to add another half mile or mile to our run on the weekends. And then gradually you can increase that exercise level and activity, and it's sure to have benefits for both you and your pet. Any questions about New Year's resolutions?
What are some that are really specific for my pet? Is it weird that I just want to make sure his teeth are clean this year?
Oh, that's a great one as well. So when you have a pet that you are wondering if the pet needs their teeth cleaned, Every year, your pet should have his or her teeth cleaned just like we should. And there are veterinarians who can perform those dental cleanings on a regular basis for your pet. Just call your family veterinarian and talk to them about what that process looks like. But healthy teeth can lead to a longer life, and it can prevent illnesses in other areas of the body. So you're exactly right. Committing to better dental health for your pet is a wonderful resolution. Now, you may or may not know this, but we actually recommend brushing your pet's teeth every day, just like us. So brushing teeth is important. And you want to make sure that if you're brushing your pet's teeth, that you go to a pet store and that you make sure you get toothpaste that is approved for use in dogs and cats. So we're not going to use the human toothpaste like Colgate or Crest. Those are wonderful for people, but the fluoride in those products, if your pet swallows them, which inevitably they will because they're not going to know to spit that out, it can cause some GI upset. And so we want to make sure that we're using toothpaste and even a toothbrush that's developed for our pets. But brushing your pet's teeth every day is a great resolution. Even if you start with 3 times a week, it's a great place to start. And ultimately, it's going to lead to better health. And as you can see, Coco there is walking around. Coco's 15 years old, and she still has a lot of life. She still has a lot of activity in her. And so she can still make someone a wonderful family pet. And so come on down and take a look at Coco. She's a very, very sweet dog. What other questions do you have about New Year's resolutions for your pet?
You know, another thing that I always tell myself is I'm going to eat better. Can I make a resolution like that for my dog to eat better too?
You absolutely can, Lisa. That is a fabulous New Year resolution, to eat better. It's all about health. And, you know, I made that resolution myself, not only exercise, but try not to eat junk food as much. And so we have junk food for pets as well. You guys know, that your pet's looking at you and they're looking at you with those cute puppy dog eyes. And when you're eating those French fries, they want those French fries too. They want that hamburger too. But you have to say no. You have to say no because we want to keep our pets healthy. And so doing a better as it relates to diet is also a wonderful, wonderful resolution. If you need help knowing whether or not your pet has a weight problem and needs to have a better diet, this is a great opportunity for you to visit your family veterinarian and talk to them about your pet's weight loss plan. What diet should they be on? What are some treats that are healthy? Instead of getting kind of fatty treats that you would normally give to your pet, maybe consider getting vegetables like broccoli and carrots and cauliflower and green beans. These are all very healthy snacks that we can replace in our diet and we can replace in our pet's diet as well.
You know, a lot of people think that they want to start traveling more for the year. Is it safe to bring my pet with them?
Oh, what a great resolution to travel more with your pets. We go on vacation and oftentimes we say, I can't go on vacation because I don't have anyone to watch my pets. Or you say, I can't go on vacation because I have to find a place to board my pets. My pets don't like to be boarded. And sometimes when you're considering a vacation and you have pets, it can be difficult to work around that. What about making a New Year resolution this year to travel with your pets? Do you travel with your pets?
Sometimes.
I travel with my pet as well. I have a small dog. She's a Maltese poodle mix named Cloudy. And whenever I'm driving, she just comes along with me and I make arrangements to have her with me. And that might be doing a little bit of research ahead of time. Which hotels will allow pets to stay there? Is there an extra charge? Those are things that you can research before your vacation and plan it out. If you're going on a long trip, a driving trip, maybe you need to plan out a route where you can give your dog a potty break on that drive so that you can stop. If you're flying, it does take a little bit more preparation, but you can make sure that your pet is current on vaccinations. Make sure that if your pet is microchipped, that you have that microchip information updated. If your pet is not microchipped, it might be a good thing to consider. You want to contact the airline that you are traveling on and make sure you get their rules and regulations for flying with your pet. It's important. You don't want to get to the airport and then not have the required materials or documents to let your pet travel with you. But that's a great resolution, to include your pet in all aspects of your life, including vacations. Hey, they have hard lives too, right? Sleeping on the couch and getting up and down and eating and running. It's a hard life. They need a vacation as well. So take them along with you this year.
That gives me another question. Sometimes traveling, I'm worried about what if they get sick or hurt. Is there such thing as pet first aid?
Oh, what a great thing to bring up, because emergencies sometimes happen. And if you're traveling with your pet, you could have an emergency in which you may be able to help if you knew first aid. Consider this year as a resolution, learning a little bit more about pet first aid. What can you do if you're traveling and you're away from home, you're away from your family veterinarian, and your pet has a minor emergency? Maybe there's a little cut on the foot pad. Maybe your pet gets an upset stomach and they vomit or they have diarrhea. There are certainly things that you can do when you are not at home that may help keep your pet healthy. And so doing a little bit of research ahead of time, maybe making a first aid kit. You can find resources online of how to make a pet first aid kit. And those can be things that you can do to improve your own knowledge in order to help your pet in cases of emergency. Great resolution.
Would your veterinarian have certain things that they recommend that I have to keep?
Yes, your veterinarian can certainly help you to create an emergency preparedness kit for your pet. And they can tell you about things that you can have in there. Do you need nail trimmers? Do you need a leash, another collar? Even sometimes you may have minor things like antibiotic ointment or cleaning solutions that you can use without the prescription of a veterinarian. And they can show you basic first aid, like how to put a bandage on a paw or a toenail if it gets torn, or what to do if your pet vomits. And these can be things that you can research, work with your family veterinarian on, and be prepared for this upcoming new year, all the adventures that you are going to do together. So again, this year, we're talking about pet resolutions. So bring those questions in. There's certainly other resolutions that you can have for your pet too. Raise your hand if you have a pet that needs regular grooming. So yes, and that it could be a large breed dog, small breed dog. It doesn't have to be a poodle. There's huskies, lots of different breeds, golden retrievers, lots of different breeds and types of dogs that need grooming. So your New Year resolution could be, this year, you are going to make an effort to keep on top of your pet's grooming. That could be keeping the nails trimmed. Oftentimes pets don't like to have their nails trimmed, but you can make a plan for how to keep the nails trimmed regularly. Does that mean you're going to go to your veterinarian? There are certainly some places and groomers that will come to your home and trim your pet's nails right in the comfort of your own home. But developing a plan to do better mani-pedi care for your pets is not a bad idea. So grooming, maybe you have a long-haired pet, and maybe you want to make sure that there are not mats in the hair coat, or that you do some procedures that can help decrease shedding. So making a plan with your family groomer can also help you to keep your pet healthy in this new year. So not only do we want to consider exercise and weight loss and diet, but the external appearance to your pet can also make you and them feel better in this new year. Any other questions?
Dr. Westbrook, we've got a question from Jamie going back to diet.
Yes.
She measures her pet's food, but they have an injury that means they've got to be a little less active. How do you calculate, food adjustments if they have to be on a lower activity?
That is a great question. What if you're already doing a great job at measuring your pet's food every day, but you notice that if your pet has to be on restricted activity, now there's going to be an imbalance between the amount of food that you're giving every day and the exercise level. So now your pet has a decreased calorie need because they're not as active. that means that you should also adjust the food. And don't panic, because you might be thinking, oh my goodness, my poor dog, she's going to be getting less food and she's going to be hungry more. But there's a couple things that you should do. Most food bags have a feeding schedule on the back or the side of the bag. And there's oftentimes a range. So it will say your pet, based on weight, if your pet weighs 20 pounds, your pet can have between 2.5 and 3.5 cups a day. So there's a range there. If your pet maybe is closer to the 3.5 cups a day, but you notice that because of the reduced activity, they could be gaining weight, you can back down on that food measurement to the lower end of the range. Certainly contact your family veterinarian and get their advice on how far to back down, but there's usually a range, and you usually have a little bit of leeway in terms of how much or how less you can feed your pet. The other thing that you can do is, if your veterinarian does say, okay, we're going to need to back down on the amount of food, supplement. This is a great opportunity to supplement those healthy treats. When I was speaking earlier about broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, this is a great time to supplement so that your pet now has additional food and treats, and it's another bonding moment for you and your pet because you can give them healthy treats. What a great question. Thank you for that. Any other questions? Well, if you are still thinking about New Year's resolutions for your pets, remember, there's weight loss, there's exercise and activity, there's grooming, and there's also sticking to a routine. So this is particularly important if you got a new pet over the new year, over the break, and you're starting the new year with a new pet. Making sure that you are in a routine can help both you and your pet adjust to your new lives together. Pets do very well if they know when to expect to be let out to go to the restroom, to go on those walks, those family walks. They do really well if they know when to expect to eat and what your routine is like, and when it's nighttime and when it's time to calm down. If you can set that routine and stick to it, you are sure to have a better bond with your pet, and they're sure to adjust to the life in their new home with you much easier. So get that routine down. It's good for us all to have a routine. That way, if you need to veer off the routine a little bit, it's okay, but there's some structure there for your lives. It'll be much easier to stick to those other New Year's resolutions if you've developed a routine. Great questions. Anything else?
I have a friend that's adopting a puppy today. How can they start forming a bond with them that will last?
Oh, great question. So if you are adopting a puppy and you're considering, what do I do to help form a bond with my puppy? This is a great resolution to have. And I would advise for your friend to sign up for some behavior classes, for some training classes. I've been working in shelter medicine for many years, and we see lots of animals that need to be rehomed, mainly because they just need more training. And sometimes their families weren't able to give them that training. So one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would say to your friend is sign up for some training classes, some puppy training classes, and make sure that your puppy has basic manners. So that includes learning how to sit, how to stay, how to come when called, how to walk on a leash. These things are huge and very important in making sure that you can maintain that bond with your pet, because you know that they trust you, you know that they're going to listen to you, and then you can take it to the next level. Then you can do the laying down and the shaking of the hands, and maybe even all the way up to agility. These can be really good opportunities for you to bond with your pet when they are learning from you, when they trust you, when they're looking to you for guidance. Our pets look to us for security and for confidence and for guidance. And so when we're doing that sort of training, we're able to develop that kind of relationship. So it's a wonderful New Year's resolution to help training be a part of your daily life, even if it's just 5 minutes a day.
Julie's got a question going back to grooming, Dr. Westbrook.
Yeah.
Is there anything that pet owners can do to take care of their pet's teeth outside of brushing daily? So if they're not really able to keep up in that routine are there other little things to kind of help them stay in good dental health?
Yes, that's a great question as well. So what if you just aren't at a point where you can brush your pet's teeth every day? What can you do as part of your New Year resolution to improve your pet's dental health? The first thing that you can do is we really want you to start with a clean slate. So if you can commit to making an appointment with your veterinarian to get your pet's teeth cleaned, just so that you can start with a fresh, clean mouth. They can get all of the tartar and the plaque off. They can scale underneath the gum line and get all the bacteria from underneath the gum line and start with a healthy mouth. So I would say that's one thing that you can do outside of brushing every day. Just commit to having your pet's teeth cleaned on a regular basis. But if you need something that you can do at home, I would say getting some dental chews that help to clean the pet's teeth is also an option. So there are lots of over-the-counter products that can help to clean your pet's teeth, and that some of them even have products in them that can help to break down some of the tartar that has begun to build up. Now, I will say, if your pet has never had a dental cleaning, oftentimes the treats or the bones that you're giving them will not completely clean the tartar and the plaque off, but it can help, and it's still that mechanical action of chewing can help to remove some of the tartar and the plaque that's built up. So finding appropriate dental treats, there's plenty out there that you can consider. If you need specific examples, certainly call your family veterinarian and ask them. There are solutions that you can even add to the water to help keep your pet's breath clean and fresh. So those are some things that you can do if you're not at the point of brushing your pet's teeth. But anything that you do is better than not doing anything at all. So small steps, and it will eventually get there.
Do any of these healthy foods I'm going to be sharing with my pet help with that? Like I've heard apples sometimes can help.
Yeah, so healthy foods. Healthy foods are very, very important for pet health and for dental health as well. So exactly, some of the fruits and the veggies the mechanical action and the enzymes in those can help to keep the teeth clean as well. So those are all great ideas. So thank you so much, Lisa, for the suggestions and the questions, so that we can get everybody on the track this new year. So again, thank you so much for joining us again. Our time goes by so quickly, and there's so much information we have to give you. Hi, Coco. Coco finally decided to rest there. She's waiting for you guys to come on down to our campus. So come on down. We are open from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. daily. We do have limited capacity in our adoption center, so there may be a small waiting period to be let in so that you can take a look at the pets. But while you're waiting, take a look at our website. Go to HoustonSPCA.org. Look at the animals that are available for adoption, and that way, when you get here and you're waiting to enter, you may already have an idea about the dog or the cat or the puppy or the kitten that you'd like to take a look at. So we were happy to have you. Thank you again. We hope you all have a wonderful new year, and we will see you next week. Bye.